Hey guys, if you're enjoying the content that I'm making, please click that subscribe button. Also remember to click that bell button and make sure to tick that box to send all notifications so you don't miss out on any videos. With that in mind, let's get on with the video. What's up guys, welcome to Munchkins Gaming, where we take your gaming to the next level. This is Munchkins logging in to bring you another Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia video. So this video is going to be a new series that I am going to start every month whenever they release the next schedule for Dissidia Opera Omnia. And as you may have guessed from the title of this video, it is going to be whether you should start playing Dissidia Opera Omnia or not. So this video is more targeted to, I guess, future new players or new players overall, whether you should start investing your time in playing Opera Omnia. And of course, I would always say yes, but there are obviously times where there are better times to start playing Opera Omnia. Now, in all honesty, I really would have liked to have made this video, I guess at the start of the month or late last month, because honestly, it was probably one of the best start, I guess, if you're playing Opera Omnia in the month of August, where we got all these meta characters that will pretty much bring you up to speed and at least start clearing some of the harder contents. But alas, that didn't happen. I only thought about doing this video midway through the month, and I thought I would just start it in the next month. So the month of September 2019, should you start playing Opera Omnia? Now obviously I'm going to be using the slides that they use in the stream today, and I know a lot of other Opera Omnia YouTubers will probably make their video or probably already have made their video on the overview of the events coming next month, and I don't really want to do that. I want to make my own spin on it, and that's why this series has started, and to basically help and possibly attract new players to come play Opera Omnia. So without further ado, let's start this video on why you should play Opera Omnia. So the first reason to start playing Opera Omnia in September 2019 is basically because of the level 70 Crystal Awakening, and this basically increases the level cap on several characters, as you guys can see in this picture. And basically this starts from August 29, so if you're playing in September, this is already taken in effect. So the 6 characters, the first batch of the level 70 Awakening includes Saz, Irvine, Ida, Warrior of Light, Toto, and Cater. And especially if one of these characters is your favorite characters, this is an awesome way to start playing Opera Omnia. Now the biggest thing here is probably if you are kind of clueless on how to play Opera Omnia, Warrior of Light is one of the starting characters that you will get basically at the start of the game. And so you don't really have to worry about missing out, because Warrior of Light will always be available at the start of your playthrough, and therefore leveling the Warrior of Light up to 70 is not gonna be a problem. So the 2 banners that are expected to come out with the first batch of the Crystal Awakening is basically these 2. The first one being the Warrior of Light, with Shantotos both having their EX in one banner, which is a 2-in-1 chance to get an EX weapon, which is really nice if you're a new player. You can also get Ida's 35 CP weapon in this banner, and on the other banner is a new EX for the character Laguna. And of course, this comes with Saw's and Cater's 35 CP, as well as their 15 CP weapon. So if you're a new player, this is probably a good incentive for you to try and get these EX weapon. And if I were you, I would go for the double EX banner, which includes Warrior of Light and Shentoto. And as I said earlier, Warrior of Light is going to be a powerhouse in the level 70 era. So a good way to start playing Dissidia Opera Omnia. Alright, now let's take a look at the next reason why you should be playing Opera Omnia. The first one out of these two is going to be the return of Alice and her Lost Chapter. Now, Lost Chapters are basically characters that have come out in the past, just returning and permanent as well. So you can permanently get Alice and join her in your party or your team, whatever you want to call it. And the next one is Porom, which is a new character event for Opera Omnia. It's gonna be the very first level 70 character event that's coming out. So I guess you don't want to miss it a little bit. In terms of power, I think Alice, she has some uses as a magic DPS, and Porom, I think, is a bit of a toss-up, I suppose, if you really need her or not. But if you're a new player, pulling for her shouldn't be too bad. I know a lot of other people that actually are quite excited for Porom. She is quite unique in a way that she can reduce the HP damage that is incoming. But again, if you have Warrior of Light, I don't know if she will be that much help for you if you are planning to max out the Warrior of Light. Now, Alice comes out on September the 2nd or 2nd of September, because I'm in Australia, I tend to say it the other way around. And for Porom, she comes out on the 5th of September all the way to the 19th of September. Again, Alice is permanent, and you can recruit her in the Lost Chapter. As for her banner, basically she has Terra and Papalimo in her banner. And what's, I guess, sort of great with this is, if you're a new player, Terra is actually part of the second batch of level 70 Awakening, which I will go on a little bit later in this video. But this essentially means that you can grab some of her weapons already on this banner, which means you will need less later on when her EX banner comes out as well. Or you can just, you know, wait it out if you really want Terra and you don't want to waste too much of your gems or your investments on Alice's banner. Then you can just wait later on and grab Terra's 15, 35 and her EX weapon on that banner. Now, as for Porom's, you do have Palom's weapon there as well, and you have Yang's 35 CP. So this one, I guess if you're a fan of Porom, it is quite an interesting banner. I am not exactly really hyped for the banner. if you know, if there are better characters, probably, but overall I'm not all too excited. Like, personally, I don't really know much about Porom or Palom, so I will leave it to you guys. If you guys are fans of these two characters, then go ahead and pull another reason for you to start playing Opera Omnia. So the third reason for you to start playing Opera Omnia is because there is a new story chapter in Act 2, which is Chapter 4. So I guess normally if you're a new player, you'll probably be like, well, I'm a long way away, I just started playing this game, I have the whole like 10 plus the interlude chapters for Act 1, and I have to finish Act 2, Chapter 1, 2, 3 in order to get to Chapter 4. Well, that's true, but you can actually skip all the Act 1 stuff and just go straight to Act 2. the level difficulty isn't that big of a spike. It actually kind of started like back to level 1. So, but the main reason why I mentioned this, even though it's probably not one of the best reasons to start Opera Omnia, because the banner that includes in this story quest, which is Pain's banner. So alongside with the release of Act 2 Chapter 4, we will get Pain's EX weapon, plus she is a new recruitable character in Act 2 Chapter 4. Once you play through it, you probably get her at the start of the story quest or maybe midway through. Who knows, it keeps changing. Sometimes you get them at the start, sometimes you get them at the end. I'm not sure, I don't play the JP version, so I can't really tell you. But the banner basically nets you her EX weapon, and plus there's a new thing now where if you do get their I think either 35 CP or at least EX weapon, then you will automatically recruit those characters that you got the weapons for. So if you just roll for the banner, then you will instantly get Pain, even though you haven't exactly recruited her in these main story quests. So correct me if I'm wrong, guys, the veterans out there that are watching this video. Do you actually just need her 15 CP, or do you actually need her 35 in order for you to actually recruit her automatically? So yeah, leave that in the comments below. But if you're a Final Fantasy X-2 fan, then Pain is probably one of your favorite characters. Then yeah, it's a good reason to start playing Opera Omnia. Alright, so next reason that you want to play Dissidia Opera Omnia is going to be because the return of Noctis from 13th of September. He will be a permanent character that you can recruit in the Lost Chapters series. So Prince Noctis gets a limited time gem plus costume bundle, as well, as you guys can see in this picture. If you are a big fan of Final Fantasy 15 and you love Noctis, you like that edgy character, then this is probably one of the best reasons to actually start playing Opera Omnia. And not only that, he is probably going to be one of the best DPS in the level 70 era, and he will probably carry you through much of the content, at least at the start of the level 70 era. So he's definitely a character that you want to pull for. Now, in his banner includes Irvine and Rem's weapons. They aren't exactly great. I know Rem is pretty good in the level 60 era. I don't know how good she will be in the level 70 era, but Noctis is definitely worth pulling for this banner as well. Now, the next character that we do get is actually been shadowed by the the stream, but we all know it's going to be Sync. Now, Sync is kind of an interesting spot where not a lot of people are actually talking about her. She is initially a good character at the start of the level 70 era. However, power creep will actually kick in quite quickly, and you will see her fall off. Now, this is what majority of the JP players talk about Sync. So I would hold off on this one. The banner is not bad because Kate Sith is there. During the level 60 era, Kate Sith is one of the best buffers in the game. So if you're looking for a support character, it wouldn't be much of a stretch for me to recommend to pull this banner for Kate Sith rather than Sync herself. So take that with a grain of salt. So yeah. Now, Sync is kind of an interesting spot where not a lot of people are actually talking about her. She is initially a good character at the start of the level 70 era. However, power creep will actually kick in quite quickly, and you will see her fall off. Now, this is what majority of the JP players talk about about sync. So I would hold off on this one. The banner is not bad because Kate Sith is there. During the level 60 era, Kate Sith is one of the best buffers in the game. So if you're looking for a support character, it wouldn't be much of a stretch for me to recommend to pull this banner for Kate Sith rather than Sync herself. So take that with a grain of salt. So yeah. Anyway, let's move on to the last character that we will be getting in the month of September 2019. So the last one is another permanent character that will be in the Lost Chapter series, which is going to be Selfie. Now, Selfie is actually quite an interesting character. When the level 60 era came out, she was actually one of the best support type characters that you can get, alongside with Kate Sith. So she's able to block certain debuffs, at least by a big percentage, that she can actually reduce the debuff rate. So she is quite good. Her EX is an interesting one where it actually reduces it raises the EX recast speed. I guess that's one way to put it. So there are some sort of shenanigans that you could probably do this, but I feel like this is much more geared towards like veteran players that know how all these things work. So again, if you're a new player, you know, and you like Selfie, you're more than welcome to pull for her banner. Actually, Squall has recently got his rework. He is a pretty good splash damage. You can get his 35 CP here. You don't actually need Squall's EX weapon for him to be quite effective. So this is not a bad banner altogether. And plus you get Thancred as well. Another good single target DPS character. Now for the final reason on why you should start playing Opera Omnia on September 2019 is the second batch of the level 70 Crystal Awakening. Now this features 7, Faris, Terra, Yuna, Zack, and Ramza. Now the first banner here is actually for Ramza and Terra, with Faris 35 CP. So Ramza and Terra both get their EX again. So again, this is a 2-for-1 pull. So there's a chance you will get one of these two EXs, which is always nice if you're starting a game where you don't really have anything apart from like maybe 10,000 gems or 15,000 gems. And if you can pull one of these EXs, it will definitely make your playthrough a lot easier. I do believe Ramza plus Terra, at least I know for sure for a fact that she will get a rework. I don't know about Ramza if he does get a rework here. And the other banner we get is Yuna's EX weapon, which is a new thing in the global version of the game, and alongside it comes with Zack and Seven's 35 CP. Now Zack is actually a pretty good tank. Again, if you have Warrior of Light though, I don't know if you're gonna use Zack more often than the Warrior of Light, at least at the start of the level 70 era, but I know for a fact that Zack gets better later when he gets his EX plus. So it's gonna depend on you whether you want to invest your crystals early on Zack and having like two good tanks. Warrior of Light is more of a defensive tank and Zack is more of a offensive tank. But again, if any one of these characters is your favorite, and I know for a fact that there's a lot of people that love Yuna, they're probably gonna pull for her EX. She isn't exactly the greatest character in the game, but if she is your favorite, then hey, go for it. And as for Ramza and Terra. I think Terra becomes pretty decent in terms of a magic damager, at least at the start of the level 70 era. It's the same sickness that she always has, it seems like, to me anyway. She's always starts really good at the start of any era, and then she just starts to fall off. But again, if you don't have a magic caster, Renoa is pretty decent at that, and Ramza is a good brave battery plus a buffer as well. So these are the reasons why you should start playing Opera Omnia. Did I convince you or did I not? Let me know down in the comments below, and let me know which part of the entire video, I guess, or which part of the September 2019 schedule are you more interested in, and maybe start playing Opera Omnia. Again, I haven't mentioned all the quality of life stuff that we are going to be getting on the patch update, because I feel like as a new player you probably won't really care for that. But I know a lot of other YouTubers that will do an overview of the stream and they will go over that. But as for this video, I only want to try and convince you guys to start playing Opera Omnia, and I hope I succeeded in doing so. And as you guys can tell, my voice is still pretty poor. I'm trying my best to get some videos out while I'm not exactly working. I'll try my best to do one video and then rest up, and that would be it for me. Anyway guys, remember to click like, subscribe, and share this video if you find it helpful at all, because I need all them likes, I need all them views to make sure that people are still interested in watching my content. Make sure to follow me on Twitter and on Facebook at Munchkins Gaming. This is Munchkins logging off, and I'll see you guys in the next level.